Hey guys, Zen here, and if there's one operator who's been rejuvenated here in Ember Rise, it's Dokkaebi, and deservedly so. She received frag grenades this season, and for those of you new, frag grenades may just be the best attacker secondary gadget, and it's because of everything they're capable of, plus of course their raw killing potential. But over the course of the season, and even beforehand, there's been a handful of the community that sees this as too strong for this operator, and also on another side, there's a group that would have liked to see frags on a few other operators instead. So today, I wanted to shed a light on my experience with this massive change to the meta and major buff to this operator, and hopefully attend to both sides, because without a doubt, Dokkaebi has become my most played attacker since the launch of the latest season, and there's a lot to go over, so let's talk about it. Now, guys, before we begin, I want to tell you guys about this video's incredible sponsor, Swagbucks. If you guys are looking for a way to earn some extra cash and hopefully cash out on some Amazon gift cards to grab some R6 credits, check out Swagbucks. All you've got to do is click my link at the top of the description, and by watching videos, completing surveys, or just simply playing games, you can earn some pretty awesome rewards. Now, I've tried it myself. Yes, it actually does work. And right now, they're offering an extra $5 for your first survey. So, guys, if you're interested, head to the link in the description. And of course, thanks to Swagbucks for sponsoring this video. So, first off, I think it's important to recognize where Dokkaebi was as far as popularity just one season back in Operation Phantom Sight. Now, she did have a positive win rate in the meta, but she struggled being picked, only just barely beating out ops like Glaz and Ying, which says a lot about how the player base felt she performed. Now, I will agree that Dokkaebi with frag grenades is a very powerful mechanic when you take into consideration her main gadget, the logic bomb. Calling up the defenders, listening to their positions, and then just tossing a frag grenade at the sound is very strong and honestly a bit frightening on defense, so I get where that side is coming from. But in practice, the situation just hasn't really occurred for me, and I think the main reason for that is time. Not only does it take time to get the logic bomb off, but if you're going for a kill, then it's almost required to cook the grenade, which again takes time, and in those moments, a defender has the opportunity to change positions and relocate. If you just call them up and free toss a grenade, well, like any other time, the defenders will just run away from it. So to be successful with the synergy, it really does require a little bit of finesse. For me though, what this change really does for this operator is simply increase her killing potential. Dokkaebi isn't the most lethal operator with her loadout. This doesn't mean her loadout isn't great, because it really is, but after the SMG-12 nerf, she felt a little lacking, and I think the majority of the community stopped using her for this reason in particular. There really hasn't been much else that's actually changed about Dokkaebi since her release, and so above everything else, I think Ubisoft was looking to increase the lethality of this operator with this change. Now, I'll be honest and say that I don't think these grenades are a permanent fixture for Dokkaebi. As we know, I think more than any other secondary gadget, frags get thrown around to a host of different operators throughout the year, and they've only really been a staple of two of them, being both Buck and Sledge. Outside of that though, those who have them now never launched with them, and we've even seen some operators fall from grace without them, namely Capitao and IQ. Yeah guys, I still miss IQ's frag grenades. But to get on with it, Dokkaebi was next in line to receive them, and honestly, she may just be the best suited to have them. My final verdict on this major buff is that for now, it has definitely increased my personal playtime with this operator, and I'll be very interested to see if and when they take them from her, what she'll end up with. Now, you also can't rule out her smoke grenades. It's tough because Dokkaebi has access to both of these secondaries, and you really can't go wrong with either, and so hey, maybe that's ultimately the big buff here. The fact that Dokkaebi has both as an option, and that variability in playstyle is amazing for her. Now, there is one other operator at this time with the same secondary gadget loadout, and that's Glaz. He too saw the buff with the frag grenades, and also got to keep his smokes, but, and I'm sure many of you are aware where this is going, Glaz feels doomed. Ever since the nerf that added the yellow bars to his scope, and forced him to basically stand still to see through smoke, he's just fallen off the face of the planet, and not even frag grenades have been able to save him. Where Dokkaebi needed more killing potential, and got exactly that with the frags, Glaz needs something totally different to be viable again, and honestly, I'm still a little confused why he was ever given them. And this is where we discuss who else could benefit from them. First off, I think Glaz should just lose the frags altogether. They're technically a waste since he's never played, and I'd actually like to see them on Amaru. Give Glaz his claymore back by taking it from Amaru and swap it out for the frags. Right now, we still don't fully understand everything about Amaru. She is quick to the inside of the map and rooftops, but I think generally the community feels she's underwhelming. Now, you could argue that this rivals Sledge's loadout too closely, and I get that, but we're no strangers to recycled loadouts, especially when it comes to balance, and so ultimately, I think Amaru with frags is an interesting buff. It should be noted that given how strong frag grenades are, the devs are limited in exactly how many operators can have access to them all at once. Technically, minus recruit, this is the first time the attacking side can have 10 frag grenades in a round, and with Jaeger only able able to knock out 6, there is the potential for 4 defenders to be fragged out in a single round. Now, we should also mention that it's possible we're seeing major buffs like this because of the leaked defender coming in year 4, season 4. For those of you unaware, there's been a leak for a defender that's bringing competition to Jaeger and will have some kind of ability to deal with the attacker nades. Of course, it isn't confirmed, but personally, I think it's about time Jaeger did have some competition, because as of now, he's the #1 defender by a long shot without it. So guys, I like videos like this because it's important to take a deep look at these operators and see what's working for them, or at the very least, what can be improved about them. Slight changes in secondary gadget options can have massive impacts throughout the meta, and here with Dokkaebi and even Glass to some degree, we're seeing both ends of this spectrum. Overall, I'll say yes, I'm really enjoying Dokkaebi with frag grenades, and even if she loses them in an upcoming season, well, it really won't matter because she has smokes, right guys? In all seriousness, this is probably the best Dokkaebi will ever be, all things considered, and unless they rebuff the SMG-12 to its former glory, upping her killing potential in this way is one of the best ways to increase her pick rate. But that's the video, guys. Dokkaebi's major buff is here, and those are my thoughts early on in the season. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts. Have you been playing more Dokkaebi since Ember Rise, and would you like to see Amaru with frag grenades in her loadout? Let us know everything in a comment down below. If you did enjoy this quick video, guys, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. Hey, I'm out.